Namaste children, I am Hari Prasad, your chemistry teacher. Children, will proceed with the MCQs of chemical bonding. When two combining atoms have similar electronegativity values, the bond formed is, they have given four options, right? Children, will take two examples like H and H, both are non-metals, we have a bond between them, and H and Cl, both are non-metals, we have a bond between them. Now, one simple question, out of H and Cl, who is more electronegative? Obviously, the answer is Cl, because we have finished the periodic properties chapter. We have seen that halogens are the one that is having a maximum electronegativity values. So, the shared pair of electrons are closer towards chlorine atom. Because of that, it will acquire a slight negative charge. The shared pair of electrons are away from hydrogen. That's why it will acquire a slight positive charge. Now, in this case, the electronegativity difference between these two is almost negligible. So, that is, they both have a comparable electronegativity values. Because of that reason, the shared pair of electrons will be exactly in the center. That is, it is distributed equally. So, the type of bond present in this one is what, children? It is a non-polar. Do we have this option? Yes, it is option B. Is it clear, children? Okay, children, let us proceed with question number 13. Compound which has the ability to donate both the shared pair of electrons. Both the shared pair of electrons means obviously that compound should be having a what, children? Covalent bond. Now, HCl. In case of HCl, hydrogen give one electron and chlorine also gives one electron for the formation of a bond. So, in case of NaCl, this is metal and non-metal, so this is ruled out. In case of CCl4, carbon will give one electron, Cl will give one electron. Like that, the remaining three chlorine atoms will give one electron and it forms four single bonds. Now, when it comes to ammonia, nitrogen has given one electron, hydrogen 1, nitrogen 1, hydrogen 1, nitrogen 1, hydrogen 1. Now, duplet, 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 and the nitrogen will attain what structure, children? It is octet. How octet? Yes, this nitrogen has got a pair of electrons which is not used. So because of that reason, when anybody comes, like what I am trying to say is that when H plus comes, nitrogen only gives both the electrons for forming a bond with H plus, and it forms an ion called as ammonium ion. Reason is why nitrogen only is giving both the electrons, because H plus does not have any electron. So out of these four, who has the ability to share both the electrons for the formation of a bond? It is what, children? Ammonia. Is it clear, children? Okay, children, let us proceed with the next question. When two combining atoms are metal and non-metal, right? Then the type of bond formed is, it's very simple, children. Between a metal and a non-metal, what is the type of bond you can expect? Obviously, it is ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Do we have this option? Yes, yes. It is option D. Is it clear, children? Okay, children, let us proceed with the next question. In the formation of metal chloride is nothing but ionic compound. Metal should have a low dash and non-metal should have a high dash. The options are electron affinity and ionization potential and electron affinity, atomic radius and electron affinity, and none of this. Children, we all know that in the formation of ionic compound, for example, if we take sodium, it has a tendency to dash electron, children, lose electron. That is, metal will lose electron. That is, we have to supply a very less amount of energy for removing the electron from the outermost shell of sodium. So in that case, the ionization potential should be very, very low. Now, whatever the electron that is lost by sodium, it is accepted by Cl. So Cl, after accepting the electron, it has to release more amount of energy. Then only the compound formed is stable. So more amount of energy it is releasing means high electron affinity. So conclusion from this one is metal should have a low IP and non-metal should have a high electron affinity. Where we have this option? Yes, it is option B. Low ionization potential and high electron affinity. Is it clear, children? Okay, children, let us proceed with the next question. That is question number 16. Compound which conducts electricity in molten state. Children, molten state is also called as what state? Fused state. And insoluble in organic solvent. The options are HCl, NaCl, ammonia and CCl4. Children, common sense says that CCl4 is totally ruled out because CCl4 contains only molecules, it does not conduct electricity. And out of these three, HCl and ammonia is also ruled out because these two does not conduct electricity in what state, children? Molten state. These two will conduct electricity only in aqueous state. Then we are left out with only one option, that is NaCl, which conducts electricity in molten state and it is also insoluble in organic solvent. So the answer is option B, NaCl. Is it clear, children? Okay, children, let us proceed with the next question. The liquid compound containing carbon which does not conduct electricity. They are telling the compound is what, children? Liquid. So the options are methane, acetic acid, carbon tetrachloride, and the fourth option is none of this. Children, common sense says that out of these three options, what they have given, methane is ruled out because methane is not a liquid. It's a what, children? Gas. And even acetic acid is also ruled out because acetic acid will conduct electricity. It's a weak electrolyte. And we are left out with only one option, that is carbon tetrachloride. It is a liquid which does not conduct electricity because it contains only what, children? Molecules. Okay. So the answer is option C. Is it clear, children?